He's the one that sets them up with his run and carry, and they need him back in the side quickly. But Buckley would be wrapped on the other side of the coin because they've smashed Brisbane in contested possession. They've out-tackled them. They've won the clearances. If you win those three areas, you're not going to lose many games of football. And they're moving forward with the football, whereas Brisbane Lions are going sideways and backwards because of that pressure.
Grundy's been super impressive. First hand to it again. Beams has worked hard. Kick forward by Rich, started in the middle. We've got a good bounce as it got through hands. It might be the first goal of the last quarter. It's the last 4 goals to Brisbane, and we're back to 29 points.
What a great start to this last quarter. Exactly what they needed. 2 possessions and a goal out of the middle with a clearance. Got a nice bounce, Daniel Rich. But that's exactly what they needed. If they can start winning the centre clearances, an area that they've been down on all night over the field, the clearance situation, just force the ball forward in these wet conditions. The ball can slide on like that one just did.
4 goals with their last 13 kicks, Brisbane. Before that, it was 4 goals for 144 kicks. Talk about efficiency. Now, how do the Pies respond here?
You could almost say that was 1 possession for a goal because Beams hardly got his hand to it.
Yep. So the Pies, where do they go from here? They need something to stop this run. Now at 4 consecutive goals, Rich will send them 50 bound once again. High ball here, went a little early. On that occasion did Mays. Here's Marley Williams. Disguised that very nicely indeed.
I reckon any chance they get to put it inside 50, just drive it in there and let the little guys go to work like Green there. Nearly ran onto a nice crumb.
A lot of Collingwood fans in the house tonight, as you can see. Big Collingwood contingent. 500 at training here yesterday, Das, Collingwood fans.
They travel everywhere. You've got to admire the Magpie army. They've created a crowd here of 31,240. Dane Swan's kick goes out on the full.
He'd be happy with his night's work by Dane Swan. 23 disposals. Talking to Buckley before the game, he said it'll be a month or so before we see his best.
Buick might have
holding the ball. Collingwood advantage.
Wow, this is a big call. So prior opportunity, umpire said for Buick, and now they're out the back here. Cloak sits underneath it. Oh, Merritt came through and Polak's Cloak got back up to his feet okay.
That's a big win by Merritt.
Just see a lot more intensity in the Lions at the moment. Swan gets back. Composure from Swan to Elliott. And Elliott just happy to slow things down for a minute here, the Magpies.
So Elliott, nice little chip there. Nicely weighted ball. And gee, he's unlucky not to get a free for that. The Collingwood player, I think it was crisp underneath it. Here's Buick around the corner now with the left footer. As they wind forward again, McStay got pushed out of the way. Christensen, a little bit of soccer work to keep it alive. Not once, but twice. Swan trailing in here at the moment, the 3rd time. So it was really well done by Alan Christensen. Gained a lot of ground.
That was a fair knock. Just 2 desperate efforts by Daniel Merritt. Both times, you would have thought that maybe Collingwood had the advantage, but he was just desperate to get there and spoil.
If you're a Collingwood forward, you don't want the ball hung in your air if big horses are around. That's the last thing you want to happen. They have got a lot of the footy at the moment. Here's Zorko, left foot shot at goal. I don't think we'll carry the journey too if he gets back, but a bit of pressure applied, repeat inside 50s. And
can they take a couple of marks inside 50 in this last quarter? It'll be hard to get all these goals from play. They do need to get a couple of grabs in there as well. So haven't been able to do it all night.
Got in front of Grundy, Leuenberger working as well. Marley Williams tried to slap it forward, coming through Redden. Without the footy, Goldsack put his head over it. Adcock feigned for a free kick. Umpire not having a bar of it. Redden. Bodies crash in everywhere. There's a line down behind.
Looks like I hope he hasn't got a broken leg anyway, Das, but he's got it in the shin.
We'll come back and check that shortly. Varco has had a pretty polished night tonight. Varco gets it to centre wing.
No, he looks okay. For one moment, the way he was grimacing and holding that shin, I thought maybe the worst, but he's recovered very, very quickly, so he'll come and have a rest on the bench and get underway again as Travis Cloak launches a long ball inside 50. Grundy trying to get a run at it from the side. White was there at well. It spills to Blair. Across the face of goal. And out of bounds on the full. Christensen has recovered. And here is the knock he got.
Daniel. Right around here. Dan. post. Thanks, mate. Yeah, he's level with me.
Looked in a little bit of trouble, but he's okay. So Daniel Rich from the back pocket. Just feel that Collingwood have cut the momentum a little bit of Brisbane here and just slowed them down and almost trying to turn the corner somewhat here. Tuvey. McGrath, nicknamed Sparrow. The boy from Kyabram via the Bendigo under-18s in his first game.
So Alan Christensen has a little spell. Appears to be okay.
Hold a metre. Hold a metre.
29-point margin is what is in front of the Brisbane Lions. They've started to take the game on more. Little fumble there from Taylor Adams. Gets it back to Langdon. Kick forward to Lewis Taylor. And he's starting to have an impact on the game as well after a pretty quiet start.
Got to try and get the ball out to the other side of the ground here. He's found someone in the middle. That's great.
Great call from you, Richo. Great option from Martin. Now they've opened the game right up. It was a brave kick from Taylor with a wet footy to Adcock. Can he take Varco on? Handles it to himself. Varco gives chase. Kept his feet, and then they both went to ground. Big footy to be won here. Green lends some support. So too Clark, the defender, and Grundy. And a boundary throw-in.
That's a win for Trav Varco and Collingwood, though. Adcock could have been out, could have got an entry into the Brisbane forward line on the open side of the ground. Instead, just slowing it up and waiting for the troops to arrive. Smart by Varco.
See Leppich and Buckley there. They made their debuts in the same game on this night in round one in 1993, and they're now coaching their respective sides. By the way, the black armbands for Brisbane tonight being worn as a result of the passing, the very sad passing of Simon Black's father, Ray, during the week. Stephen Martin. Game on here at the Gabba. Great crowd, 31,500. Excellent. Footy's alive and well in Queensland. Here's Taylor. Pursued but not caught by Blair. Then he coughed it up a little. Now Blair gets a clean look up the wing. Good attempted smother there by McGrath. Or should I say Sparrow, as he's known to his mates. And he's got the hair, as Richo pointed out, all trimmed, especially for tonight.
It's a brave haircut for a debutant, isn't it?
It is, McGrath. You've got to perform.
Got the real undercut going, and he's been impressive, Jaden McGrath, on debut tonight. They love him, the coaching staff at the Lions. He was a high draft pick. He's really committed himself to his first game. Zorko tried to work his man Sinclair under the footy. Martin has been more of a permanent forward in the second half of this match. He could keep the footy in, gets up with a little limp.
I've liked this from Collingwood for the last 5 minutes or so. BT, you touched on it. They've just wrestled the game back into, well, almost a stalemate, a neutral situation. Instead of conceding a couple more goals, they're chewing up the clock. They've just got to hold strong now.
I like the move of Rich into the midfield too. Lingy's been permanent half back, and the last quarter, Leppich has really released the reins a bit. That kick inaccurate.
Well, we spent a lot of the night talking about metres gained and how much of a weapon they are. He's leading the way, nearly 600 metres gained, far above anyone else on the field. So he has been really good. Get him up in the middle of the ground, he might get a few entries and kick a couple.
Out wide, Crisp overhead. Pendlebury, even while being tackled, had great awareness to get it to Crisp there. Here's White. Paparone did a pretty good job initially, and White won out in the end. Got Barco. He's found some traffic. Now, can he get this ball to slide? He's just offline. He got it to slide straight, but unfortunately didn't direct it in the right area.
What I've liked tonight about Cloak and White is they may not have taken a heap of marks around the ground, but that one there with White, he kept it in front. It's been their second efforts at ground level. We saw a couple of great efforts by Cloak earlier in the game. Didn't take the mark, but followed up at ground level and kept at it, and that's really good from a key forward.
There's McGrath. Landed in the Langdon arms.
Next goal in this match is really interesting. Brisbane are able to get it back to 23 points. If you're at home and you're a Collingwood fan, you just start getting a bit twitchy in your lounge chair.
15 seconds, let's have a shot.
You'll probably think one the other way might be just one too far. Langdon pops it up into the dangerous spot. Cloak has to contend with 3 and rushed through for a minor score.
Just that pop-up kick, I reckon, just needed to be a little bit further out, about 15 metres out. It can be a little bit easy to rush through, as the Lions did on that occasion. It was the right idea, I had no doubt about that, but just maybe about 15 metres out.
Adcock wanted Redden towards the boundary line. And
Brisbane!
Jack Redden
And Sam Lane has been able to confirm for us as well that Tom Rockcliffe has gone to hospital, Das, with those broken ribs.
Yeah, he looked in a lot of pain, didn't he, Tom Rockcliffe? So we hope that the diagnosis is good, but it did appear to be severe rib damage.
And he's hard, Tommy Rockcliffe. He was in massive pain.
Please. Just come out with me, Jack. Thank you. Time back on.
Free kick to Jack Redden. 112 games consecutive on debut until round 15 last year, where he had to miss with ankle surgery. They'll be enjoying him back out there tonight. Having to be brave through the corridor, broken up though by Ramsey. And now this is Taylor Adams, like this game tonight. Getting back there is Merritt. Opportunity now for Blair. Bit of space. He'll be dangerous. Blair kick around the body. Has he got the journey? A little too much on it. Again, Cloak contends with a couple. And it'll be the Lions through young James Aish who can rebound.
And they've got a bit of space on the outer side here as well, Brisbane. On the counter, here they go. Kick's got to be good in the middle. It wasn't. Cut off. Beautiful sliding attempt there by Tuvey.
They've got Christensen on his own inside 50 if they can get the footy back here.
Adams able to duck under that one. Get it back to Tuvey. He ran straight into that pulverising tackle of Mays, the sub who's been activated for Rockcliffe. Into Christensen. He wants to try and work Frost over at ground level. Frost did really well. The big against the little. Boy, Frost did well on that occasion. Christensen still going. Frost has got him. Good effort there by Frost. And wanting to just go on with it a little too.
Wasn't that a great effort by two players desperate to win the footy at ground level? Christensen did well against a bigger opponent, forced it to ground, but then Frost desperately followed up. Terrific contest.
One goal in 11 minutes so far in this final quarter. What is going to crack? What is going to let go? Is it going to be Brisbane to continue the fight back, or Nathan Buckley steer Collingwood in the correct direction?
He really is just poised this game at the moment. The next goal, as we said, is going to be a big factor. The Lions find a way here. Leuenberger's back in the ruck, looking for Aish. Aish is having to work away from his own goal. There's the first game of Jordan De Goey. He's already had a little feel of the footy. He'd like to get his hands on it again.
Brisbane need to try and get Dane Beams back into the game. Only the one touch this quarter, 25 for the match. 5 kicks, 20 handballs. That just says a little bit about the pressure he's been under. Hasn't been able to get any space tonight.
Yeah, his opponent
there he is
tonight's been Taylor Adams. This man here has had a massive influence. Been a great game from the former GWS Giant to Blair. Blair likes the option at White out the back. This is De Goey, the first gamer, the number 5 draft pick from last year. Out to Cloak. Oh, White. Lack of awareness. He almost got ankle tapped. Jesse White. Can Buick get it going the other way? Opens the door to Rich. You want the footy in this man's hands.
Boy, this will hurt if they can keep going from here, but I think they've made a bit of a mess of it. Well done, Nathan Brown, to just worry them here. Went and got it, Clark. Now Leuenberger, Taylor, Green, combined. He can have a ping from here. Green from 35. It's the timber work. Boy.
He's had 4 opportunities to kick goals tonight, and he probably should have kicked 4 goals, Josh Green. That would have been a good night for a small forward.
Elliott's worked hard up the ground. Pendlebury, speaking of hard work, he knows no other way. The champ, 3rd best and fairest last year, 3 in the last 4 seasons. Just the poster boy for greatness in the AFL is Scotty Pendlebury, on and off the field, pushing it back. Marco Paparino
to a right down there.
Collingwood are out on their feet here, guys. Marley Williams came off the bench, Crisp came off the bench, and both just a very, very slow jog, slowly making their way back into the defence. If Brisbane can kick one and they can keep running, these Collingwood players are cooked. Being the first game of the year, a lift in intensity always takes it out of you. They're struggling to run at the moment.
Plenty of time too, Lee. 29 points the margin. Redden's going to drive the Lions to the edge of 50.
Has been a fast track here. They really haven't only trained here for 2 weeks because of the World Cup cricket. So you would think it wouldn't be a heavy ground, although there's been a bit of rain. Here's Christensen, got the little right foot spanner working. And it was cut off in the end by Crisp.
And the humidity up here can get you. Obviously, you don't train it at all year round like the Brisbane Lions do.
So we've got a 28-point margin. We're at the 14-minute mark here of the final quarter. 10 or so minutes remaining. So Williams going down the line, as Lingy alluded to, looking a little tired at the moment, Collingwood. And that down the line was a sign of that. Even the umpire stretching up there, the boundary umpire doing a little calf stretch there as well. Big 10 minutes of footy coming up here for both sides. Both obviously desperate for the win. Collingwood have won 3 of their last 4 here at the Gabba. They travel and they play well.
Advantage, advantage, advantage.
You heard the umpire, it was clear. Here's Clay Beams from inside the centre square. A big ball, Green! Both Dukes on it. Free will go to Green.
Great effort. He was 3 on 1 there, Josh Green.
I think it was against Langdon. I'd like to see a replay of it. I think they're saying he took eyes off the ball, but
5 metres back.
didn't seem to be any complaints.
With me.
So Green here
Back here.
to get it back to 22 points and a possibility for Brisbane.
Oh, what a great effort by that man. The Collingwood fans are not happy. They don't agree with the free kick, but you never do when it's your team. 5 shots on goal. It's a good effort by a small forward. 2 goals, 3. And these centre clearances now are crucial for the Brisbane Lions. They've got no margin for error. They cannot let Collingwood score. They've got Stephen Martin in there. They need a big contest in the ruck here.
They've now kicked the last 5 goals in the game, the Brisbane Lions, and they are right back in this contest. Lee at ground level says a lot of the runs coming from Brisbane. The Collingwood players look tired. So look out. Are we seeing something special here?
Oh, they're out. Boy.
Your ball. Jackman.
Pretty reckless.
Yeah.
Attempt there it was by Jesse White taking a turn, the centre bounce. Redden's got the free kick, and they've got the run here.
Got over that too.
Clay Beams will get it. Is he going to try and take on the tackler? Yes, he steps back
He's gotta
inside.
go Rich.
He's got a short option. Oh, the lead comes out. May started as the sub. No free kick. Rich gets involved. Zorko, little underground ball to Christensen. He goes in, and I think he'll get a free kick. Well, what about this? Alan Christensen, you can hear some unhappy Collingwood defenders. No free kick there for Mays. The umpire said play on. And this is the free kick, Richo. What do you think?
Just see what it's paid for here. Oh.
Well, in the meantime, Christensen stood up. He's kicked a goal. They've kicked 6 in a row. It's back to a margin now of just 16 points. Unbelievable scenes at the Gabba.
Well, Alan Christensen hasn't had a massive impact, but since he hurt his lower leg and went off earlier this quarter, they've brought him back on, they've put him down forward, and he's the type of player who can make something happen here. Less than 3 goals, plenty of time left, and as Lingy has noted a few times, look at the space they're creating at this centre bounce.
Just have a look at that free kick again. There it is.
Well, yeah, the umpire's in great position.
Oh, yeah.
They've opened up the front of the goal square here, the Brisbane Lions.
Well, here they go again. Lingy, what do you do if you're Collingwood to stop this run? If there's anything you can do, what would it be?
Well, there's not a lot apart from winning the ball in the contest first and maybe gaining some possession of it, but Brisbane are all over them in that area. You could think about throwing someone behind the ball who can just stem the flow. But at the moment, Brisbane are running all over the top. They just need to fight it out, Collingwood. They need to take 3 or 4 minutes off the clock somehow by fighting and scrapping.
Well, they were 53 points down, and here they go inside 50 again. Swan just gets it out of the zone, over the line, and as Lingy said, if they can take a couple of minutes off here, what do you think, Richo?
Yeah, I mean, at that last centre square bounce, Justin Leppich had the whole centre half forward area clear. He had everyone back in the goal square. He's looking to just run it through centre half forward and kick goals on the run.
53 points it was after Blair kicked his second goal in that third quarter. It's now down to 16 points, and Brisbane again go inside 50. Here's the big fella, Leuenberger, gave it off to Green. Green goes to a one-on-one. Inside 50 here again. Collingwood look a little uncertain. Varco's got to go. Boy, they've got heavy legs here at the moment. A little bit of a push on Zorko. Frost's in there. Ramsey just got rid of it the nick of 9. Tuvey went hard at the footy. Great result for the Collingwood fans here, but will it come back as Clark paddles the ball over the boundary line?
Take a bow, Alan Tuvey. That is called body lining the ball. That was a 50-50 contest against another hard nut in Alan Christensen. That's where your leaders need to stand up. Well done, Alan Tuvey.
Yeah, it was a great play from that man on screen there, Alan Tuvey. BT said the 26-minute mark of the third quarter, Collingwood by 53 points. The last 6 goals, Brisbane's way. And Josh Green, well, he thinks he's in range.
He's going to mark it here.
He's going to go back. He'll have to kick it 52 metres. Richo with a wet, heavy ball. It'll take his best.
Tough kick. He's given it off to the man who can kick it, though.
Rich lines up from 52. Don't worry about the distance. 7 in a row to the Lions. Unbelievable scenes. We're back to a 10-point ball game. 53-point margin it was, and the Lions are within 2 straight kicks.
Oh, he would be ropeable with that. If there's one man in this team who can kick a long ball from outside 50, it's Daniel Rich. He should never be allowed to get a handball received. Here, look at him, give it to me. I can kick these. He went up and begged for it, but how could he do that? Oh, this is unbelievable.
Look at that, in the rain, Daniel Rich, under 7 minutes remain in this game. And we've got a 10-point ball game here. What can Collingwood do to stop this incredible run of 7 consecutive goals from the Brisbane Lions? Grundy in the middle. Martin wins the clearance to centre-half forward. Swan goes out, it got through traffic, immediately under pressure. Lingy mentioned about 10 minutes ago that he thought Collingwood might be just out of legs, and it's certainly appearing that way at the moment as Taylor back to Clay Beams. Beams puts it up, gives them a one-on-one chance inside 50. Langdon, beautiful spoil over the top to the boundary line.
Yeah, well done, Langdon, and the Pies have got a loose man back now. They just got to get their hands on the footy. They have not had any possession in the last 5 minutes. They've just got to get their hands on it and try and slow it down just for a minute.
Look at the numbers around the footy here. Inside forward 50 for the Brisbane Lions. Martin, Taylor Adams has had a big night. Lewis Taylor, he is working his heart out at the moment. The NAB Rising Star winner. Intercept from Elliott.
He's got nothing. He's got nothing, Das Merritt down the line.
So they're having to show some composure here. Goes back again, does Elliott. Swan's had a big night. Oh. He wants the boundary line. In the end, he kept it in. Zorko gave chase. Well played, Swan. Good effort there from the first gamer in McGrath. Clark tries to step his way through.
Brisbane. Clark.
They've got nothing in their forward half, though, Collingwood at the moment, because Jesse White's gone behind the football.
There's the free kick over the shoulder of Justin Clark.
Under 6 minutes remain. Brisbane in driving rain forward again. Collingwood got some big numbers back here at the moment. Now an opportunity for Brisbane. 1-on-3. Zorko did well. Squeezed the handball. Dane Swan brilliant with the smother. Taylor Adams, great composure with the handball. Mitch Robertson tries to punch it to Taylor. Gets it there. He's able to get a clean look. Came back on the left. I'm not sure that was the right decision. And Taylor Adams.
Well done to McStay there to spoil that ball out. I thought Taylor Adams was going to take a chest mark. And they're not looking to score here, Collingwood. They can't even get the footy.
A 4-goal last quarter here for Brisbane. Collingwood yet to get one. Boundary throw in, Brisbane into the ground. Collingwood supporters on their toes. Likewise, Brisbane here at the moment. Trying to burst his way through there was Adcock. A little tap. Comes out towards the dangerous Green. White got it to Tuvey. Tuvey's kick off the boot. They've got a 2-on-1 here, Collingwood. They should win it. Oh, the desperation of Brisbane was superb. Taylor Adams elected not to pick it up and get it out wide to the boundary line, and that's where it'll stay.
Well, that's a great result for Collingwood. The ball going out.
What a brilliant effort before from the defender Clark there, Richo.
Yeah.
Put his head over it. Look at the inside 50 count. It is all Brisbane. Kicked the last 7 goals. That is committing your body with great courage on the ground. Grundy First hand on it, Zorko smashes in. Oh, well played though. Good effort from the little man Blair. One-on-one, what can Fasolo do?
Hands in the back. Hands in the back.
Oh, that's a big win. You had Fasolo on Merritt, and Merritt had to halve that contest. He didn't need to do that, Daniel, unfortunately. He's given away a free kick. Great effort by Fasolo against a much bigger opponent.
15 seconds.
Huge win.
As you said, that is a massive win. Merritt had the strength advantage, he had the size advantage. He just had to reach over and get the fist in. Fasolo, he's capable of doing this. He can launch a long footy. It won't make the journey. Numbers back there. There's Clark. What an impressive young player he is. And through for a minor score. 11 points the margin. And we are 4 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in this one.
Can they go coast to coast on a kick in here?
Well, Brisbane setting up Richo for the one down the middle. They've got their big fellas look for the big one, but he's wrecked it up.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether Alex Fasolo might have given the Grawn a bit of a tweak here, as well as Tom Langdon launches from 55. I tell you what, that's a handy point, because that makes it a 12-point ball game.
I'm not sure in these conditions, sorry, BT, that you'd be kicking a barrel out of fullback. I'll be going the drop punt.
Agree. Totally lingy.
Got to get a fast play on here. Well done.
Oh, Zorko's gone. Now he didn't dispose of it, and he's got him.
You played on, Gary. Stay back, stay back.
Pendlebury's out the other side of the ground here.
Umpire said he played on. Here is Pendlebury, that man you speak of, Richo. So this is good for the Pies, being able to take a couple of minutes off the clock here. Not so good for Brisbane. They need to get hold of the ball, Brisbane. Pendlebury's going to send it as long and deep as he can. He gives all the markers an opportunity. In front is Elliott, off hands, kept his feet. Elliott did really well. Hasn't got the footy, it's built free. Umpire said it was knocked out in the tackle, so that means play on. Now the ball's wide. Pendlebury spun out of traffic magnificently. Little ball along the ground. Here it comes to Taylor Adams. Kick across the goal was cut off by Rich, and Paparone on the run.
How good Pendlebury. You have to feel comfortable when he's got the footy in his hands. Langdon's been good in the last couple of minutes. They've been out of steady a bit. What can Langdon do? Looks for a target inside 50. Swan out the back. They're going to have to keep attacking here, the Lions, the first gamer. And Jaden McGrath.
Okay, yep.
Zorko had the right idea here to try and get it moving quickly. But Langdon, well done. Good awareness. They've just got to force the point here, Collingwood.
And likewise, the Lions have got to take a risk. Martin just tried to fist it forward. McStay came up at it. Marley Williams is going to work it back inside. Coming the other way, Tuvey.
You're right, Richo. Effectively, if they get a point, they can't lose it. I mean, they could draw it, but they can't lose it.
A point and they win the game.
So 2:53 remaining here. A two-goal game. Slightly favouring the Collingwood end of the ground, although the boundary throw-in didn't help. Zorko trying to keep it alive here, Brisbane's way. Collingwood repel from half back now to Merritt. Picked it up beautifully in the hard conditions. Little handball to Beams. Beams slides it sideways to Paparone. Beams wanted him to go out to the fat side of the ground. He said, no, I'm going back to the traffic. And the ball over the line and out of bounds. A lot of players going down with cramp. You can see Jack Frost on the bench there.
Yeah, there's players stretching their calves everywhere.
2:27 remaining, 12-point lead, Collingwood.
Yeah, Zorko looks tired as well, feeling his legs. Taylor Adams had a great game, the best I've seen him for Collingwood. Can they be brave here, Brisbane? Clay Beams has got the right idea, taking the game on. He got dragged down from behind. All these little bits really count at the moment. Look at the effort. Bodies crashing in everywhere. Rich has been enormous in the last quarter. Out to Dane Beams. What can he do? Chase from Barco was good. To the goal square. This is May. Started as a sub. They did well, the Collingwood defence. The run and pick up was effective at half-back. This is Ramsey.
Well done.
He did really well.
And now the first game of Degoe.
And they'll try and milk the clock here now. And they've got loose players, so they should be able to do it.
Degoe goes wide to the boundary and finds Elliott, so that's a good play from him. So they've just found something in the last couple of minutes of this game. Collingwood here.
There's been a couple of great tackles and a bit of pressure from Collingwood when Brisbane looked to be getting out.
It was a rampaging Brisbane, and it still may well be. Hewitt's got the foot. He says, come at me. I'm on my left boot here. Kicks it down the line. And just getting a hand on the footy there was Mays.
Just lost a little bit of shape in the forward half at the moment, the Brisbane Lions. They need to regroup here, get some structure in front of the football, and if they can get a clearance, because at the moment Collingwood have got a good setup to defend this.
Players going down with cramp, left, right and centre. Just shows you can't replicate the intensity of a real game in any of the practice games. Go nowhere near buttering up to what we're seeing here tonight. Soccer off the ground, mark taken by Sinclair. And Sinclair immediately clears the ball out wide. Finds an opportunity here with Langdon, who's been really good tonight.
There's a lot of guys that just can't run at the moment.
Marley Williams back with a fly. You can see Steph Martin's got the head bobbing up and down. Williams said, I'll take a piece of you. Varco's been good. Back to Marley Williams, clock down to 38 seconds. They'll be happy to concede a boundary throw in here, the Pies. Clark needs to keep it in. And that is a good result for the Magpies. They might just have run out of time here, Brisbane.
They did well, though, in the last 3 minutes, Collingwood, to hang in there, regroup, and hold off that Brisbane charge.
Yep, you've got to think that it's the Pies ball game here with only 30 seconds left. They are going to record their first victory of the year, and many thought that they would come to Brisbane and a revitalised Brisbane side would give them a little bit to think about for the year, but it's been the other way around. Green picks it up, gets it inside 50. So many Collingwood fans here at the Gabba tonight. A record for the last 4 years of 31,240. Many of them Collingwood fans, and they drag a big crowd wherever they play in the country. And tonight, no exception. So Nathan Buckley will get his side off to a fine start here. Siren sounds. Collingwood have got Adelaide next week. But tonight at the Gabba, they win in front of a fast-finishing Brisbane Lions. Penalty there, a fine player. Jared Blair played well. Dane Swan. Cameron Ling is out in the middle. The rain is still falling. Lingy, down to you.
Well, Swanee, it's got a bit tense there at the end.
Yeah, mate, we're all knackered, mate. We're all looking to